No, we didn't hit record.
Yeah.
We hit live, but we did not hit record.
Well, it's getting it over there.
Yes,
so
it's
fine.
getting it. Don't hit the red button, Ringo. This is the anti-Trump button up here.
Don't tase me.
Don't do it.
Don't tase me,
bro.
bro.
Don't do it.
Okay. Let's.
Okay.
I'm putting the needle on now. There. No, it's skipping.
Look at that red sweater.
Look at this. It's skipping on the first track.
How do you like that? Okay.
No, that's also
Walking through the tulips.
Here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna do.
We'll just live with the skips. I think we can do that.
Okay. I like the title of the next one anyway.
Anything for you, John? That's side one.
It's
number
a
one.
swinging thing.
Yes, it is. It's a swinging thing. It's the only way to do it. Hey, lovers.
Boy, now this is a party excuse.
This is not low battery. Okay.
I think I got a power supply down there.
Hold on a second. Let's see. We got a baseball. Wait, holy! What is going on here? It's new technology. We're just used to microphones down here. Okay, so as we mentioned already,
yes.
hey lover, look at that red sweater. This it's not Johnny Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. It's Guarnieri. Johnny Guarnieri.
Thank you.
With his piano and his orchestra.
Yeah, you're the Italian in this room.
Yes, one to tell. Yeah, I sometimes
I'm
there's
just your basic Mick.
I
do the best I can.
I'm tongue-tied with all the vowels, my friend. Sometimes it even gets me. I feel like I'm in a bad episode of Wheel of Fortune sometimes. I just can't use any more vowels. But we picked this music because, I don't know, the album cover's nice.
I think for the same reason you picked me.
You have a nice sweater. That's why.
Why, thank you.
I think it's nice. You know, we were talking earlier on about interviews, and that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about, is pigeonholing people and what you learn over time with interviews.
Yeah.
It's not your favorite. I don't want you to have to feel like Chick Webb's your favorite. Just tell me why. What was the last vinyl album you listened to?
The last album that I listened to?
Yeah, what was the last vinyl album you listened to?
Besides this one.
Besides this one.
Man, I listened to so much. I know what it was. I listened to Beethoven's Seventh Symphony.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I've been developing an appreciation for Ludwig again. Very
nice.
Yeah, and that surprises a lot of people, especially those that know that I do the show that I do, playing Sinatra and Tony Bennett and Doris Day and all that old stuff.
Yeah.
Old
stuff.
A-U-L-D, as we say in the homeland.
Georgie Auld.
Georgie Auld, but this, we let him on the back of the bus every so often. Yeah, but I just say, well, you go home and just listen to Sinatra and Doris Day. I said, no, actually, I don't. I'll put on jazz.
Yeah.
You've given me so much to listen to.
There's a lot of jazz.
I'll listen to classical. I'll revisit some of the old classics, or just now and again throw on one that I haven't really heard yet. I have quite a collection back there, a lot of it given to me, and I haven't heard all of them yet.
And there's a little bit right there in the collection. We have a stack over here that we garnered from, and there's always some kind of action. So the last album that I listened to, which is what I did want to bring down here, and I wanted to give a good shout out to Chris Hazelton. It's the Boogaloo 7. I was there for a live recording at the Green Lady Lounge. Beautiful recording. They just captured the essence. Kansas City jazz at its finest. It was several days before the World Series run where we won it. The crowd was electric and the music was going. The Boogaloo 7, as far as I'm concerned, was so many great bands and acts that are going on in Kansas City. These guys have just got a mix and they've nailed it. They're filling the seats in the lady, and it's good. I dig it. It's a good album.
That's one of the great puzzles and joys of music, along with the puzzle and joys and the travails of life. You know?
Yeah.
It's some of it works, some of it doesn't.
Right.
And you and I have had this discussion before. You could have a band getting up there that just sounds terrible, and you bring it to their attention, and they say, well, it's supposed to. Oh, okay. Is that why you call the band Suck?
Right.
Okay.
It's like H. Sean Benjamin not playing the piano right on purpose.
On purpose.
Because he wanted to suck on purpose. The hell is the matter with you?
And sucking is an art.
And Sub Pop is making money off of it. So is he.
There's speaking of classical music, there's a guy called PDQ Bach, is what he calls himself. But he's actually a very skilled classical schooled artist. His real name is Dr. Peter Schickley. And that man does bad so well. It's hilarious.
It's the Weird Al Yankovic. It's the whole, he's just bad because he's bad and people like it. Why not?
There's stuff that is bad out there, and I think if you're, who was the guy we were listening to that last week with the funny jazz? You just mentioned it.
Wait, who?
Brain lock.
Oh, it is.
We were sort of playing keyboard in the background, and
God dang it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I see it.
Okay,
I see a rubber arrow through my head.
Anyway, that fellow was sitting there. For a moment, to me, it just sounded like improvisational jazz, and then you pointed out to me, no, he's not. He's deliberately messing it up. He wasn't improvising on the harmony or the melody or anything. He was just making noise.
Making noise. Oh, H. Sean Benjamin. God dang it. What's the matter with me? Yeah.
Benjamin, yeah.
And he was deliberately playing wrong, and he had professional musicians behind him. And the reason why we did that was because I heard an interview with the guy on NPR. He was losing his mind interviewing this guy. He couldn't stop laughing at him because it was so absurd that he was doing this.
Yeah.
So that's the fine line. Is it avant? Is it a joke? Is it bad? What kind of conversation? But I think it's just like a bad car commercial.
Avant
You're talking
suck.
about it. Yeah, that's right. It sucked. But we're talking about it. We're bringing it up. It's the bad commercial at the Super Bowl. It's like, what the hell were they doing? Spending $5 million on this horrible advertisement. But guess what?
Yeah.
We're talking about it. We might buy a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup the next day.
Anyway, I wish you could see this. Well, here. Right there. There's the album. It's called Hey Lover. And it's fairly old. It's on the RKO label. Same as the Movie Maker.
Speaking of, this is one thing that I always find interesting. Why is it that there's never a date on these albums? Never. I mean, you got this SLP-1002. You got all of these specifics here, but there's no date. You can never find this. And you know what I have to do? I have to go to eBay to find the date on these whole things. Why can't they just put it on here? I don't get it.
The old albums, yeah. They started putting the dates on them roughly... It also depended on if it was some independent label. Frequently, you didn't get any information at all, other than the hard sell of the artist on the back of the album, like this one. Musical improvisation, which can only be handled by the best of musicians, is one of the delights of all jazz-happy enthusiasts.
You would never hear that today.
In this album, Johnny puts his mastery of the difficult feat of improvisation into action, backed by a truly creative group of boys who complement his own musical ability.
Charge.
Much in demand by theaters, studios, and nightclub owners everywhere. It's been a while since a nightclub owner has called me, other than to pay my bill.
We need a new announcer, kids.
Anyway, coming to...
Who wrote that?
I don't know.
And it's a true...
Some of them are... Some of the plugs that they write on the back of those old albums are just hilarious.
Yeah, and there's some of these guys that were real jazz heads that really did go to the clubs all the time. But this looks like they hired some guy in the basement of RKO Records and said, kid, this is your moment to get your English out there. If you can't write a book, you're going to write liner notes for the back of this album. So I think he did good work.
Oh, there it went.
Wait, hold on. We're at the end?
Yes.
Well, do you think that's our cue?
That might be our cue, at least a convenient one.
All right. Well, good night, Dick. We need to be at the apartment.
Good night, Ted. Goodbye, then.
Goodbye.
Neon Jazz.